Thursday. It's a so nice day. Welcome to the study of me, a North Korean American journey. My name is Justin. Thank you for watching my video and all your supporting and your subscription, like, does supports me greatly. Please keep advertise for my channels to help me out creating better videos. For future preference, I prefer your comments about how I'm doing, and those tips supports me greatly. Because I know there's a lot of things I need to improve, especially my Congolese accent. I know that my accent. Sometimes my wife is like, "Huh?" If you can tell me those little details, I will work on that. Meanwhile, I will work on how to pronounce better so you can understand. Anyway, today's video, I want to share a little bit about what if the Los Angeles the riots happen in North Korea. Can it possible? And if it did, what will happen? What's the consequences? First of all, in North Korea, it's never going to happen there, and because uh, average people's life over there is so hard. After the breakfast, then most people have to worry about the lunch. After lunch, then worry about the dinner. That's the daily routines. So there's no time for riots or anything. Yes, of course, people are being in, what is that? Pushed or punished severely for rioting, and on the street, there's some people do things, but they're just homeless and they have nothing to lose. So those people, they don't they cannot do anything to the homeless people. What can you do with the homeless people? Like execute them? It's like a wasting of a bullet. That's why North Korea, they don't using anymore shooting. They using a hammer to executing many of the prisoners. In North Korea, when I was there, I heard a few rumors saying six armies in Gangdo province. They trying to uh, overthrow the government, but few hours before the riots, they were being binded out by the government, and they were saying that the Chinese army was getting ready to attack them too. So that's the case in North Korea. And some of the villages that what I heard from my father saying that one village was being rioting against the government, and they put the tanks in their village and wiped out entire village. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard in North Korea, and I don't blame it. I believe it is right because the government they act. I mean, wiping out entire city, there's no problem in North Korea. A dictator, do you think he's like, oh, my people are rioting, I have to stop, change the regime? No, do you think they say that? They were laughing at it and they're like, these people, they're dumb people. Look at that. Hey, go there, execute them. That's how they do. You need a tank? How many? 50? Okay, I give you 55. Well, first of all, let me put some little bit comments on those pretend to be peace protesters. Why do you burn the vehicles and then breaking someone's property? Even in America, there are many people struggle to even having proper vehicle. Why don't you give that to those people and do the right thing? Doing evil things, burn the vehicle. You said that global warming is affecting the climate change. Why do you burn tires and entire vehicles like that? And smokes everywhere and saying global warming happening. Really? Why don't you go to North Korea and say that and take down the dictator's picture and spit on it? If you are that much brave, instead of breaking into someone's properties and burn the vehicles, do some right thing. What is right in God's eyes? I also have one word to those like the property brokers, breakers, troublemakers. If you're really tough, then go North Korea, do that. Burn North Korean dictator borough in the public. You will find that out what will happen. You think the North Korea, the government, police say like, wow, they're burning the dictator's borough, our great leaders' borough. Let's give them some cheesecake. Do you think they will say that? They're probably laughing at you like, look at this dumb idiot. And then North Korean dictator probably thinking like, these Americans so dumb. And then we have, I'm sick of the rabbits and mice. Let's experiment on real human beings. Use them and execute them. That's what they do. That's what happened to like Otto Warmbier, who was being like vegetated by the North Korean government, the chemical experiment. You will exactly what happen like if you do that in North Korea. So use freedom, do the right thing, go out, work, clean up the highway, clean up your trash. That's what you're supposed to do, not to burn the vehicles and breaking someone's vehicle. If you throw the rock and hit someone's head and killed someone, that person, he or she is someone's beloved husband and wife and son and daughter, someone's parents. Don't do those evil things. If you claim to be an innocent and pure, a decent human being, do some decent things, and don't complain about it. You have all the freedom. Okay. If you don't like America, why don't you go to North Korea? That's my one words. And then I want to see, like, say on the CNN news and New York Times, look at the Americans. They're so brave, protesting in North Korea, leading the entire country. I want to see that. I will give you a big kiss and I will make you like entire your life of like a sushi. When you name it, I will make it for you. I mean, it's a sidetrack. Well, in North Korea, like when I was in North Korea, I really wish that something happened in North Korea. But yes, the daily life in North Korea is very tough and don't even time for that. And there's even rioting. You need to have something. You need to gather people. But in North Korea, more than 6 people, it's illegal. After 9 p.m., it is illegal to gather around. If you do that, then the police and then like police assistants, they will come and check and say, hey, don't do anything, and you have to go home or then disband like immediately. That's what they do. Even like when I was there, my brother and his friends gathered together and playing games. The police came and they checking them and said, you have to leave. That's what they did. In North Korea, it's impossible to like delivering the message because they still using like a 1930s, 1940s, like the rolling phones, those things. When I was abroad, when I was in North Korea, me and my friends, we went up to checking points, security check, then pick up the phones there. You can hear like the conversation between like from A to B conversation in the meter. Because North Korea phones are so old. I don't know if they're still using it or not, but I believe do so. In order to like deliver the secret messages, you have to like the cell phone or like the write a letter. But in North Korea, they're checking every single letters. If I'm sending it to like my brother, they will checking in between, and then they send it. They don't even deliver to the mail anymore. It stopped like after 19. I was like mid 1995. That's my cat. And that's my wife's cat. Troublemaker. Anyway, uh, and communication. Many saying that why don't you just go there and talk to them? Well, if you go to one village to other village, you have to have a permission, and then constantly someone watching you, your arrival, your activity, and reporting it to the police. And then police, you have to go to the local police and report them why you're there. That's how it works in North Korea. If you don't do that, they will put you in jail for that. It happened like many times when I was in North Korea in my village. Because so many people that stop by our village and crossing the border, so it was heavy security. So all I want to share today was, if you happen in rioting in North Korea, or is it possible, and what will happen? Finally, in North Korea, if you did rioting, then entire village wiped out, and then your families, your relatives, most likely your friends too, get in trouble. That's North Korea. That's communist. That's big difference between having freedom and having no freedom. And those pretend to be like the top people, go to North Korea, protest there, say, Kim Jong-un, you are so idiot. I want to bite you. Say that. Okay. Burn the North Korean dictator's photo in North Korea. I will make you sushi for life. How about that? And make sure you send me like the recording, like what you did, and then you came alive in one piece, not a million pieces. Okay. See you next time. Please click and like to support my video. Share the news with about the North Korean human rights to your friends, families, and colleagues. Thank you. Happy Thursday.